Welcome to the silent personality shot at the most powerful office in the world. Collapsed in just 31 days? Imagine a president who swept into the White House on a tidal wave of viral fame, electrifying rallies, and non-stop media buzz only to watch that momentum implode almost overnight, triggering chaos in Washington, panic in financial markets, and shockwaves across the globe. How does someone rise so fast, fall so hard, and leave behind a price tag so massive that historians call it America's most expensive mistake? This is the story of how modern politics, digital hype, and unchecked ambition can collide, and what happens when the presidency becomes a trending moment instead of a test of leadership. The phrase 31-day president, a viral campaign, a political curse, and America's most expensive mistake suggests a dramatic and cautionary political story, one that captures the volatility of modern democracy, the power of media-driven momentum, and the enormous consequences of leadership failure. It evokes the image of a president whose rise was meteoric, fueled by viral popularity and public emotion, but whose time in office was astonishingly brief and catastrophically costly. While the United States has never literally had a president who served only 31 days by election and removal in that exact way, the concept reflects a broader political reality. When hype outpaces substance and spectacle overshadows competence, the damage can be swift and severe. In today's media environment, political campaigns are no longer shaped solely by policy platforms, grassroots organizing, or party structures. They are increasingly driven by digital virality. A single speech, debate moment, slogan, or even meme can propel a candidate from obscurity to national prominence in a matter of weeks. Social media algorithms reward emotional intensity, outrage, and simplified messaging. A candidate who masters this environment can build a massive following quickly, sometimes without the institutional vetting or policy depth that traditionally prepared leaders for executive responsibility. The viral campaign aspect of the title points to a phenomenon in which enthusiasm becomes contagious, and public excitement creates a feedback loop of attention, fundraising, and momentum. However, virality does not always translate into governance. Running for office and governing a nation are fundamentally different tasks. Campaigns thrive on bold promises, clear enemies, and dramatic narratives. Governing requires patience, negotiation, institutional knowledge, and the ability to manage complex systems like the economy, national security, and public health. When a leader rises to power primarily through spectacle and momentum, the transition to the slow, methodical work of governing can be jarring. Expectations that were inflated during the campaign can quickly collide with political reality. The idea of a political curse in the title reflects the way public sentiment can reverse itself just as quickly as it formed. The same online platforms that amplify praise can accelerate backlash. Supporters who once defended the leader passionately may feel betrayed when promises prove unrealistic. Opponents, energized by the leader's missteps, can organize rapidly. In the United States, political institutions also include checks and balances that can halt or challenge executive actions. If a president acts impulsively, bypasses norms, or miscalculates strategically, the response from Congress, the courts, the media, and even members of their own party can be immediate and severe. The 31 days symbolize an extraordinarily short tenure, implying collapse whether through resignation, removal, or overwhelming political pressure. Even in a hypothetical scenario, such a brief presidency would likely be marked by intense instability. Markets might react negatively to uncertainty, leading to stock declines, currency fluctuations, or loss of investor confidence. International allies could question the reliability of American leadership, while adversaries might test boundaries. Federal agencies could face confusion over direction and priorities. The cost of abrupt executive disruption would not only be financial, but also institutional and reputational. Calling it America's most expensive mistake underscores the scale of potential consequences. Presidential decisions affect trillions of dollars in economic activity, military strategy, trade agreements, and regulatory frameworks. A single poorly considered executive order can disrupt industries. A diplomatic miscalculation can destabilize alliances built over decades. If leadership incompetence or impulsive decision-making triggers economic downturns, the long-term costs, job losses, inflation, emergency spending, and recovery efforts can far exceed the short duration of the presidency itself. The damage from even 1 month of erratic governance could ripple through years of recovery. Beyond financial cost, there is also the erosion of trust. The presidency is not only an administrative role, it is symbolic. It represents national stability and democratic continuity. When a leader ascends rapidly through viral appeal, but falters dramatically in office, public faith in democratic processes can weaken. Citizens may become more cynical, more polarized, and less confident that institutions can filter out unprepared candidates. This erosion of trust is difficult to quantify, but it may be one of the most enduring consequences. The phrase also reflects the broader tension between charisma and competence. American political history includes figures who inspired mass enthusiasm, but lasting leadership typically requires more than popularity. It requires coalition building, strategic thinking, and resilience under pressure. A leader propelled